At the beginning of the movie, we see a man named Warren. Warren is always researching birds and notes about them in his book. Then he starts to hear some strange sounds from behind the bushes, so he goes there to see. Only then he sees a small bird. Warren thinks that his parents may have left it here, so he takes that bird home with him to show his wife. Her name is Tina. When Warren shows that bird to Tina, she says that it is a bird in the form of a girl, and she had never seen such a unique bird till date. Now Warren says I will leave it in the same place from where it was brought because birds should live with their fellow birds and humans with humans. But Tina refuses to take him back and decides that she will keep him with her, raising him like her own child. Now both of them think of naming this bird at night. Warren names many strange names, but Tina eventually names him Flora. Tina now makes small clothes for Flora and wears her so that all Flora's wings are hidden. And Warren also makes a great baby cycle in which to move Flora. Now Warren and Tina take Flora to the show, which some people are very happy to see. But they do not understand how Flora is so small. Now some time passes, and Flora grows up a bit and tries to fly. Warren and Tina are happy seeing this. Now Tina is doing her job when Flora starts calling Tina TT and Warren as PP. Now both feel that in the language of birds, she is calling Tina as Mummy and Warren as Papa. Now Tina starts teaching Flora the language of humans, but Flora does not even know how to speak many words. Now both of them discuss at night that if Flora does not learn human language, well then it will be very difficult for us to handle it. Now in the next scene we see that Tina tries to convince Flora to eat, but Flora doesn't eat human food. But she sees a worm, and Flora eats that insect. That's why Tina also brings some insects for him to eat. And Flora is also having fun seeing this. Both of them start worrying. Now Tina takes Flora for a walk outside. They go to the restaurant to eat food when Flora sees parrots. Then she too wants to fly like them. But Tina takes him to the toilet and makes him sit and says that you fly as much as you want. And she locks him in the toilet and starts waiting outside. After some time, when she opens the door, Flora is not there because the toilet window is open, so Flora starts flying from there and goes with the birds. Tina tries to catch him by chasing him, but Flora does not reach her. Now Warren comes home and tells Tina that I have seen a bird like Flora flying. Tina tells Warren that she is none other than our Flora. Now Flora comes to the city flying with the birds, but then her wings get damaged, which makes it difficult for her to fly, and she falls down in a man's house. Now Tina and Warren travel to town by train to find Flora. Now we see that a girl child is sitting with her father. Then he sees Flora on his bed, and she befriends him and both become good friends. Now Tina and Warren go to the information office to find out about Flora, but they don't know anything from there, so they leave. Now we see that the girl and Flora go to a tree for a walk, and Flora flies and sits on top of that tree, and that girl sits on the bottom of the tree. She tells Flora that you will soon become a bird. Now that it is night, Tina and Warren do not get a room in any hotel, so they sleep under a tree on which the girl and Flora are sitting. Just then the little girl meets them and asks, "Why have you come here?" Then both of them tell that we have come to find our Flora, which flies like birds. The girl tells that I also know such a girl who can fly like a bird, and she is sitting on this tree right now. Now Warren climbs the tree to find him, but Flora is not there. They fly away from there and go somewhere else. Now Tina, Warren, and that little girl, all three also go out to find Flora. Now Flora goes inside flying towards the city, but other birds start troubling her, so being upset with them, she falls on top of a building, and many people present there all see Flora. Now many news reporters come there to get her information, as well as many security guards also come to save Flora. But by the time one of them goes upstairs to rescue Flora, Flora had already flown away. Now many news channels start showing this news that an eagle took Flora away. Now seeing this news, Tina Warren and the girl reach the house of the same man who went to save Flora. Now that man tells them that he was not picked up by any eagle, but she herself flew away from there. Now everyone sets out to find Flora again. Now all of them can hear the sound of gunshots. Now the girl feels that someone has fallen in the ditch because of the fear of the sound of that gun, so everyone comes there to find her. Then they find the clothes that Flora is wearing, and Tina starts worrying that something has happened to Flora. Now everyone goes to a hotel to stay. Now that girl sees a boy sitting on the tree, so she goes to talk to him. Now both of them start talking, and they become very good friends. Now that boy is going to sleep in his room. That only then he starts getting sound from under the bed, so if he looks under the bed, then he sees Flora. Now that boy calls that girl, and the three of them become friends. Now both the children tell Tina and Warren about Flora. As soon as everyone comes to see Flora, Flora flies away too. Now that girl decides to stay with that boy. Now Tina Warren and the man set off to find Flora again. Now while walking on the way, they find the father of the girl who had come to find that girl. After telling them the address of that girl, everyone goes ahead when the man starts crying that he has not been able to find Flora yet. Now Tina sets out to find Flora, and Warren also follows her. Now Tina had become very emotional. Now both of them think of going back to their home. Now the place where the security guard had stayed to sleep, Flora gets caught in the branch of a tree while flying. Now the man climbs the tree and saves Flora, and fixes Flora's broken feathers, and tells Tina and Warren about Flora as soon as morning arrives. Now Flora leaves from there too. So now Tina and Warren go out to find Flora by bike, and they see Flora on the way. They fly with the birds and start moving towards the sea. Now seeing Flora flying with the birds, he gets sad and believes that Flora was only a bird, so she can never live with humans, so she left us. Now Flora falls into the sea while flying. Just as Tina and Warren are about to board the bus, they hear Flora's screams. Warren hurriedly rescues Flora from the ocean, and Tina becomes very concerned for him. Now Flora gets very happy seeing them both, and all three go to their homes. Now Warren also starts fixing Flora's broken wings, and the three eat together, and all three start living very happily. Now during the night, Flora sees birds flying in the sky again, so she also wants to fly with them, but she does not go. Now in the morning, both start thinking that Flora is a bird, so she would like to be with birds like her, and no matter how hard we try, she will never be happy to live with humans. Warren and Tina then decide to free Flora and ask Tina to fly away. Now Flora flies too far away from them, and they both become very sad. Warren tells Tina that Flora may come back to us during the rainy season. Tina gets very happy hearing this, and both of them go to their house, and the movie ends there.